Hi everyone, welcome back to DB's Customs. I'm Rich, and today we're going to be carrying on with sorting out that carb off my 250 here. But before that, you might have noticed that the bike is now facing a different way. The reason for that's quite simple. I've had to make room because amazingly, the police managed to get hold of my other bike. So I've got that back. So give me a sec, I'll sort the camera out, and then we'll have a bit of a look around to see what the damage is. Okay, so here she is. Sorry, it's a little bit shaky because I've got you in my hands at the moment. She's looking a bit sorry for herself. She's a 2006 Suzuki GS 500. Reasonable condition really. Well, it was, it's not so much now. Yeah, as you can see, if we get a little bit closer. So obviously this shouldn't be attached, or shouldn't be hanging like that. It should be attached to the mounting brackets there. This was the back of the ignition, where they snap that off. That should be attached up in here. Move down a little bit. Left-hand engine bar saved the bike, I think. Obviously this is a side which slid down the road. This was a Givi Trekker spotlight. There was one on each side. This is the only one I've got left now, and it's knackered. Other than that, this side is pretty undamaged. I mean, the bar bent up a little bit and just dinked the cover on here, but I don't think it's damaged the casing itself, which is really nice. The front, let's have a look at the front. So the guy who was riding it hit a car, but sort of like glanced off the side of it, so he hit it here, which bent the axle, snapped the bottom of the fork off, twisted all the forks up here, so he's broken, get you into focus, he's broken all the lugs which hold the fork brace on, so the wheel is currently twisted off to one side. If I come straight you can see. So it should be in line with the mudguard. Obviously it's not. Come around this side. This engine bar had a close encounter with the car. This bit here should be attached down here somewhere. So he hit that quite hard. Inside here there should have been another casing on there which had my that had the signal generator and the points in it. So that's obviously gone. Other than that, I mean, damage wise it's not too bad. I mean, most of it is fixable. I mean, they snapped the bar ends off and the wing mirrors are gone, and he tried to disguise what it was by taking the badges off, because, you know, that changes what it looks like. Oh yeah, he did try to put some more fuel in it for me. I mean, it did have a full tank. He probably felt bad for using it all, so he tried to pop that off with a screwdriver, which didn't work. Now it's stuck, the key won't even get it off, so I'm gonna have to try and unbolt it and see how that works. But yeah, other than that, that's how she's sitting. She was a lot prettier, now she's a mess. But that's just the way it is, I guess. Put you back over here. So yeah, there will be another build thread on getting this back on the road. I've decided to not go through insurance or anything like that because frankly they were going to rip me off. The police have basically said that I'm stuffed no matter what I do going with them. I'm not going to get any compensation or money from it because the kid was underage and doesn't have a job, so they can't prosecute or make him pay me any money because he's got nothing to give me, which is great. So that's the criminal justice system for you. But it does mean that I'm now free to do what I want with this. I'll go more into it when I do the first video for it. It won't be for a while yet. I'm focused on getting this done. But yeah, just thought share the good news and slightly bad news. Anyway, let's crack on with this car. Okay, so Here we've got our carb, which has obviously been in its WD-40 bath for quite a while now. So first job is to try and get the outside of this looking like it should. I mean, it's still covered in crap, so yeah, we'll scrub all that off. To do that, I've just got some carburetor cleaner and some old toothbrushes just to give it a bit of a scrub to get the worst of it off, and then we can start taking it apart. Okay, so with a little bit of scrubbing, we are now looking nice and shiny again. I mean, there's still a little bit more to get off down in the creases, but we can really see just what we're dealing with now. So I'm going to start taking it apart and laying it out. I'll probably clean off each part as I take it off, and then I'll know exactly where I stand when I come to put it back together again. Right, so because some of these are still quite seized, I am going to use an impact driver and try and use the impact action to just break through the rust. Fingers crossed I don't just strip them off, but here we go. Bump it up a little. Where are you? Just like that. So, one. Okay, so now that that's off, we are already one screw down. So we've got down here a large spring, diaphragm. Very carefully take this out, and this is your needle. And then your jet is just down inside this hole, but we'll get to that in a minute. So in this kit, I've got replacements for a lot of this, but not all of them. So I just need to make sure I do it one step at a time so as not to balls up, really. So we'll start from the bottom up, do all of this first. Okay, so I've got it all back together again. I didn't bother filming the rest of the assembly process because it's not very exciting. The jets and things are still the original ones, but I'll go through that at a later date because I will need to change I will need to change those out. What I have done is I've replaced the screws on here because I stripped the one. So those have now got some nice stainless steel cap heads in. I've sanded all of this back and painted this a nice gloss black, so that looks pretty tidy on there now. Everything is nice and free and clean. It just looks so much better, and yeah, it's ready to go back on the bike. So the reason why I need to change the jets is because I've got a filter for it, which is this one here. It's a DNA OV series hob filter. It's brilliantly made, to be fair. I mean, most of these filters, when you buy them, they are like this section here is sort of a push fit onto the back, so you can pull those off. This is separate, but this is all one piece. They've had the mesh and the filter and molded all of the rubber bits onto the top, so you won't pull that apart. That's all together. You also don't have a shoulder in here, because what a lot of these pod filters have is it's a shoulder in there to stop it going on too far onto the carb. But what that does is it blocks off these air vents, so you end up having to drill holes in the side for your mixture and things, and you don't want to do that. So having that on there, that will sit on like that onto the bike. So that's going to look, I reckon that's going to look the business when it's on. For the money as well, it's not bad. It's like £30 for the filter. It comes ready oiled. It comes with a Jubilee clip to clamp it on, and best part is it comes with a nice amount of stickers as well, so I can put those on my toolbox. Everyone loves stickers. Right, I'm going to quickly mock this up onto the bike so you can see what it looks like, and then I'm going to call it a night for now. Okay, so this is it back on the bike. I think it looks quite smart in there. I mean, in fairness, the looks aren't going to be important because this whole area here is going to have exhaust over it, and on the other side I'm going to have a little cover over there as well. But I'm going to know it's there, so that's alright really. Yeah, next time I'm going to take the engine out, at least get the head off and put a new head gasket on and start cleaning that up ready for painting. So yeah, watch this space. I'm hoping it's going to come out alright. I've got a few ideas on what to do with the paint, so fingers crossed it should all look pretty smart. If you've got any ideas on how I should paint it, I've got a few myself, but I'm all ears. Don't forget to chuck it in the comments box. So yeah, I think it's looking alright. Okay, thanks for tuning in again, guys. Again, if you've got any comments and tips, please leave them in the box below. I will always reply to every comment on there. Even like if you don't agree with what I'm doing, put it on there, let me know. If there's any way I can make the videos better, put them on and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.